Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of emotional intelligence, one of the most important employability skill in today's professional world. So when we think about success in our careers, we often assume that technical knowledge, high grades or intelligence alone are enough. While these are certainly important, they are not the only qualities employers look for. Many highly skilled professionals fail because they cannot work effectively with others, they cannot manage stress or communicate appropriately during difficult situations. Today's discussion is about a skill that bridges the gap, that is the emotional intelligence, which is often referred to as EI. So by the end of the session, you will understand what emotional intelligence is, why it is essential for employability, its five key components, and practical ways to develop it. So let's look at it. So, what really is emotional intelligence? So, what exactly is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence our own emotions as well as the emotions of other people. Think about this for a moment. Every day, we experience emotions. It could be happiness, it could be frustration, it could be anxiety, excitement, disappointment, or even anger. So these emotions, they influence our decisions, our communication, and our relationships. So an emotionally intelligent person do not ignore emotions. Instead, they understand them and respond wisely. This concept, emotional intelligence concept, became widely popular through psychologist Daniel Coleman, who argued that emotional intelligence is often a better predictor of workplace success than IQ alone. So, emotional intelligence consists of four basic abilities. First is recognizing your own emotions. Second is understanding how others feel. Third is managing emotions effectively. And finally, using emotions to guide positive thinking and behavior. So, in simple terms, emotional intelligence is about being smart with your emotions. Now, let's discuss why emotional intelligence is so important. So, today, employers are hiring people not only for what they know, but also for how they behave. So you may have excellent technical knowledge, you may have impressive academic scores, but if you cannot work in a team, if you cannot communicate respectfully or remain calm under pressure, your career growth may become limited. This is why emotional intelligence has become one of the most valued workplace skills. Interestingly, emotional intelligence is also an important topic in the UBSC Civil Service examination, particularly in the General Studies Paper 4 on ethics, integrity, and aptitude. It is tested in one of the most toughest exams in India because future administrators are expected to demonstrate emotional maturity because they regularly face challenges, situations involving public welfare, crisis, conflicts, and ethical dilemmas. Why emotional intelligence matters in employability? Why is it important? For example, imagine a district collector responding during a natural disaster. People are frightened, resources are limited. The media is asking difficult questions. If the officer panics or reacts emotionally, the situation may worsen. Instead, emotional intelligence enables leaders to stay calm, make sound decisions, communicate effectively, and inspire confidence. So, the same principle applies in corporate workplaces as well. So technical skill may help you secure an interview. Um, Communication skills may help you impress the interviewer as well in an interview. Emotional intelligence is what helps people trust you, collaborate with you, and eventually promote you in leadership roles. So, why emotional intelligence matters and why it's important in employability? So, organizations they look for employers who can work effectively in teams, handle conflicts professionally, adapt to change, demonstrate leadership, and maintain professional behavior even during stressful situations. um, so research consistently shows that emotional intelligence is one of the strongest predictors of a long-term leadership success. So let's look at the five components of emotional intelligence. Let's now explore Daniel Goleman's five components of emotional intelligence. These are not inborn talents. The good news is that every one of us can develop them with conscious practice. The first one is self awareness. Self awareness, then you have self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So, the first is self awareness. Self awareness means understanding your own emotions, you recognize what you are feeling and why you are feeling that way. Suppose you are about to give a presentation and your hands um, begin to shake, your heart beats faster. A self-aware person recognizes these are signs of nervousness. Instead of pretending nothing is wrong or avoiding the presentation altogether, they prepare more thoroughly, practice, and manage their anxiety. Now, let's also look at how emotional intelligence benefits us professionally. First of all, it improves professional communication, it builds strong workplace relationship, it also helps in managing stress, it also increases leadership potential, it also enhances decision making, and it improves adaptability. So let's look at how emotional intelligence benefits us professionally. It improves communication. Professionals with emotional intelligence choose appropriate words, maintain the right tone, and communicate respectfully even during disagreements. Remember, in professional settings, how you say something is often just as important as what you say. Second, emotional intelligence strengthens workplace relationships. A stressful organization depends on teamwork. Employees who listen carefully, collaborate effectively, and manage conflicts professionally become valuable member of any organization. Let's look at the third point, helping in managing stress. Thirdly, emotional intelligence helps us manage stress. So every career involves deadlines, criticism, workload, and uncertainty. Emotionally intelligent people, they remain calm during under pressure, and they think clearly rather than becoming overwhelmed. Fourth, emotional intelligence develop leadership quality. Modern relationship is no longer about giving orders. Effective leaders, they motivate, they inspire, they understand people, they resolve conflicts and create positive environments. So these are all the qualities rooted in emotional intelligence. Let's look at fifth point, that is emotional intelligence, which improves decision making. So our emotions, they influence every decisions that we make. When we become emotionally aware, we can balance logic with emotions and make fair, ethical, and thoughtful decisions. Finally, emotional intelligence improves adaptability. So in today's workplace, changes happen rapidly, technology evolves, uh, project changes, team changes. So emotional intelligence, an emotionally intelligent individual adapt more quickly and remain resilient throughout all these transitions. Now, let's apply emotional intelligence to job interviews and group discussions, right? So many candidates they lose opportunities not because they lack knowledge, but because they cannot manage their emotions, right? So during interviews, emotional intelligence it helps you calm, remain calm. It helps you answer confidently, and it helps you recover gracefully if you do not know an answer. In a group discussion, emotional intelligence helps you to listen carefully instead of interrupting others. It also enables you to disagree respectfully without becoming argumentative. It also helps you accept feedbacks positively and handle rejections professionally. So remember, employers are observing much more than your answers. They are evaluating your behavior, your attitude, your confidence, emotional control, and your interpersonal skills. So these qualities, they are often distinguished in a successful candidate from the rest. So the encouraging news is that emotional intelligence can be developed throughout life. So let's look at some of the practical strategies. Practicing self reflection, pause and regulate your reactions before responding, develop active listening and empathy, accept feedbacks with growth mindset, manage stress through healthy coping strategies. So the encouraging news is that emotional intelligence can be developed throughout life. For example, practice self-reflection. Spend a few minutes every day, maybe asking yourself what emotions you experience um, and why. Both before reacting. When something upsets you, take a deep breath before responding. This simple habit will prevent any kind of impulsive decision. Also, develop active listening. Focus completely when someone is speaking instead of preparing your response while they talk. Also, accept feedback positively rather than viewing criticism as a personal attack. Always consider it as an opportunity for growth. Finally, manage your stress through healthy habits such as exercise, meditation, adequate sleep, and maintaining a balanced lifestyle. All these small daily improvements gradually build strong emotional intelligence. So, as we conclude, remember the important message. Emotional intelligence is not about being emotional, it is about managing emotions wisely. It enables us to communicate effectively, work successfully with others, handle stress, and make ethical decisions and grow into a capable leader. Technical knowledge may open the door to employment, but emotional intelligence determines how far you progress once you enter the workplace. Therefore, as you prepare for your future careers, invest not only in developing your um, technical expertise but also in strengthening your emotional intelligence. It may become one of the most valuable skills you have ever acquired. Thank you for your attention. Open doors um,